Um, just sitting there chilling in my car, waiting to get picked up. Have a foosball game to attend this evening, so I might abruptly just end this thing just like that, just like a snap of the fingers. But whoa, see, look like that. It was so powerful. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Oh, I do. I'm not sure. I do not want to stop the stream. I'll just hold the camera just because. Why not? I don't think I have to hold it for too long. But yeah, my other video I did on the way from work back home talking about the election seemed to have been did all right. Did all right. And we're now 4 days past. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 days. 3 days past. America's still here. Cities have not been burning. Everything kept going. The sun came out. The Earth is still on its axis. Everything's fine. Everything's still fine. Well, the one thing I did notice was that what they said was going to happen never happened. They said we're all going to end up in a fiery ball of devastation, and that it was a threat to our democracy. It was our whole world's going to come to an end. The nation of America would cease to exist if old Trumpy made it into the office once again. And none of those things actually have come to fruition. It was shocking, I know. And even though they had all been saying that, all the stations and all the newscasters and the media and the print media, the social media, and all the actual Democrats and all the president and his people and all that stuff, and his and old Kamala and Jean-Pierre, JPQT, whatever her name is, the press secretary. We're literally saying he's an existential threat to our democracy and all that. Now now they're all like, "What are you talking about? We never said that." In bed with Jason, just waking. Oh yeah, George, what's up? That's what everybody's dream is, right there. About brown chicken, wow wow, brown chicken, brown cow. So yeah, but everybody survived and everything's okay. And all of a sudden it got brought down. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Now when they were pressed on the issues, they're like, we weren't saying that stuff. What are you talking about? That didn't happen. I think they forget how social media works and how videos work and how recording work, because it's all been recorded. It's all been stored. Everybody has the receipts, and you would think by now they would get the memo, but they still don't have it quite figured out that they can say all these ludicrous things and these hateful things and mean-spirited things and complete lies and fabrications and this nonsense, and then go, what are you talking about? That never happened. Well, we never said that. That's weird. Why would you bring that up? That's nonsense stuff that you're bringing up. And that actual thing happened when Jean-Pierre or Christine Jean-Pierre, whatever her name is, was pressed on that yesterday, and she's like, you're not, that is not accurate. That didn't happen. And it's like, no, you literally said last week that very thing, and now you're saying like that was made up. It's mind-blowing that people actually think that this stuff doesn't get saved, and there's not people you can't go back and look at it. You can look at the video last week from the actual stream they put up themselves. It's just kind of just confusing how that's what they believe. It's like talking to, it's like, when you're a kid, let's say you're a kid. I know we all been there at one point in time, and you get your hand caught in the cookie jar. Hand goes in the cookie jar. Mom or dad want to come. Hey, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you in there doing? What are you grabbing? I was looking for, some crackers. Then why is your hand in the cookie jar? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And it's like you literally got caught in their hand in the cookie jar. It's the exact same principle right here, and they're still at like, what do you mean? You say I said that? I didn't say that. It's like, Well, what about this, and this for the last, 10 years, basically, but especially the last like year or so when it went supernova. But yeah, it's been very interesting to see how everybody has had complete meltdowns, like all the celebrities. I still haven't seen anybody leave the country. I know that was a thing, the first time around, and then now you said they're going to do it again, and of course everybody's still here. I saw Bette Midler was going to drink some sort of chemicals or something she had like in a refrigerator, like turpentine or something. I was like, wow, that's pretty extreme. But I guarantee you, the Drano or whatever it was has not been. She did not drink that. I bet it's still the cap's still sealed, and she did not drink that. Which I hope she didn't. That'd be terrible. I think her and her white ivory tower and her multi-millions of dollars, she'll be okay. I think she'll survive. But all the ones that say they're going to leave the country are currently still here and will remain here. Guarantee they're not going anywhere. Now, when I said if Obama won, I would leave the country. I actually did. I left for years. I moved to Nihon. I moved to Japan, and for quite a few years. And I came back and the same thing twice. I couldn't escape totally. So, but what I didn't do was cry about it and do like videos of me screaming into my phone and then posting them on the old TikToks. Saw a lot of folks say that they are coming to Korea. I told them, please don't. They will make things worse. Yeah, no doubt, brother. No doubt. This is very true. This is very true. We both know. Let's be honest here. We know the old adage, the old joke. What do you call somebody who speaks 3 languages? Trilingual. What do you call somebody who speaks 2 languages? Bilingual. What do you call somebody who speaks 1 language? American. Americans can barely speak English and barely can get around our own country. I mean, heck, half of the kids right now can't even go to school. Like college kids who are adults, I mean, they are adults, can't function and go to school because Trumpy won. You think these people can move to Korea and live? They probably couldn't survive because they don't have their double quarter pounders with cheese and their Coca-Colas and their cookies and ice cream and their Haagen-Dazs and their Ben and Jerry's. They're going to end up dying in the first week there because they can't survive living in Korea. So we both know, most Americans, especially white Americans, are like, ooh, ranch dressing. It's spicy. It's spicy. I can't handle my ranch dressing. You think they're going to be able to handle Korean heat on their food? Please. Please. That's not going to be possible. Like, I'm going to be, it's one of those things. I remember when I was living in Korea, my buddy was like, can you handle hot food? I was like, yeah, man. I lived in Japan. Japan has some hot food. They're not scared to season things up. They know how to handle spices and seasonings and some hot, they have some hot dishes. And so when I went to Korea and then my buddy was showing me around what it's like to have hot food in Korea, I was taken a bit back because I thought kimchi was pretty hot. It's definitely hot. Then I had gochujang, I think, like the hot pepper paste. Okay. But then there's like stuff that it's the way it's prepared, the way it's cooked in the soups and the different like rice dishes. It'll blow your hair back a bit. And the strong flavor of garlic in a lot of Korean food is prominent. So you kind of get blown away by that a bit sometimes. So yeah, it takes you back a bit. It'll get a sweat going, that's for sure. That's for sure. It'll get a sweat going. But yeah, man, it was good. Korean food's delicious. I highly recommend. I actually have a few friends who I'm starting to hang out with a little bit more. One who actually used to live in Korea, but he was in the military. He never really did anything in Korea. He was just on a base. And he's been wanting to go hit some Korean joints here in Indianapolis. And I said, hey, dude, let me know. We'll make it happen. So I'm going to try to hit up a couple of places. Oh, if you like spicy food, Allison, well then Korean food is one of the places you can definitely get some spicy food. You know, the one thing about Korean food, and people like George will know better than me, I'm sure. Like Korean food is spicy, just naturally spicy. Not all their dishes, of course, but they have a fair amount of dishes that are naturally spicy. But they don't really like try to spice you out, like heat you up like next level heat. Where Thai food, at least in America, I never been to Thailand, but Thai food in America, they actually like they actually ratchet it up on the spice. I don't really feel like that's in Korea. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I didn't live in Korea a long time. I was there off and on for 2 years, and so I'm not by no means an expert by any stretch. But I feel like Korean food is can be naturally hot just because of the flavors and the seasoning and the way it's prepared. But they don't actually ratchet it up on purpose. Whereas in Thailand, or at least at the Thai restaurants in America, they'll ask you, do you want 0 to 10? Or they'll say something like, do you want mild, medium, hot, or Thai hot? So I know like in those countries, like places like that, and I also know that in Burma, they do that as well as in Burma and things like that. Pretty much any dish just had fire in the name will light you up. Yes, this is true. I went to a duck restaurant in Korea one time, and I had, it was like a fire something. They had like fire duck or fire kongi duck something or another. And I remember just being like, like having to have like a little wet nap, and I'm just like, like the whole time. I was like, this is a bit hot. So yeah, I remember one time me and a bunch of my Korean friends I was hanging out with, we went to a Korean seafood restaurant. We got like a spicy, like seafood soup, and they had all the shells still in all the like all the shell fish were inside the soup. And my Korean friends were over there. They had towels and they were wiping their faces like around their neck, and then they were like getting chopped up by the actual hey, what's up, Mark? They're getting chopped up by the actual shells, because they would take the shells of like the little seashells, almost the little animals, and start eating it, and then it would be like destroying them. Okay, I'll make sure that wasn't that right. It wasn't for me. And they would like be cutting up their mouth and their teeth, and they're like bleeding everywhere because they would put the actual shellfish or like seashell or clams or oysters in their mouth with the shell still on it, trying to like suck out the meat part. And I'm like, you're all going to kill each other. You're all going to watch you die right here, right now. They're going to bleed out on the tatami mats. So some dishes are naturally hot, but they do 3 levels here. Most dishes, they often do a mild, medium, normal, and then the hot. What's up, Allison? What's up? So yeah, see, I didn't know that because my friend Byung-gu, who I always stayed with when I was in Korea, I just followed his lead. So whatever he ordered, I got whatever he got. And he'd always say, Jason, I'll take care of it. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. He was always saying, cut the C, man, cut the C. And I'm like, what does cut the C, man? What does that mean? He goes, cut the crap. I was like, okay. And he wouldn't teach me any Korean, so I never really got to learn Korean because he always wanted to just handle everything. And I said, hey, man, I'm trying to learn some Korean so I can order food or order drinks, say please and thank you, like some basic stuff. And he would always say, like, don't worry, man, cut the C, I'll do it. So I don't know how many subscribers I have, Allison, like a couple hundred, I think. I don't usually do these live streams and talk about this like whatever. I usually do like movie based posts about movies I collect and movie reviews and sports, wrestling. 'Cause I'm a big wrestling fan here in America, so I don't really do like these off the cuff topics, because as we all know, people in this world now can't handle anybody who has a different opinion. They get butthurt and cry to mommy. Which one was funny what Trumpy was saying. I saw some kind of thing where they're like, I guess his first 4 years, he was mocking someone or like the media, and he goes, go cry to your mommy. He kept saying, go cry to your mommy, go to your mommy and cry. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that's been played a lot recently. But anyway, so yeah, I don't really do a lot of these like live streams where I'm talking about off topic things, because it never usually works out well for whoever, unless that's what you're wanting to do. Like you want to bring an audience to your channel that like fires everybody up and like people lose their minds. And I don't care that passionately about. I mean, I do care passionately about how I feel, but not to be on the interwebs and on the YouTubes like every day trying to get people all fired up and get people all riled up. It's not that deep for me. So, but anyways, yeah, man. I mean, but anyway, I was saying before a moment ago, George, like there's a couple Korean places I want to go hit up. I want to take some friends to. Most folks here order botong, which translates to normal. Okay, and generally is very hot by most. Yeah, I had a lot of hot food in Korea. I mean, I did, and I never. It didn't bother me. I love hot food. I mean, of course, when it's like so uncomfortable hot, um, it's not that's not fun. I don't care if it's Korean, Japanese, American, Mexican, Thai, whatever. I don't want in America, like the one thing you can make real hot. People like making real hot because America also kind of has food where it doesn't really lend itself to be overtly hot, or you can make it hot on purpose. But one of the foods that you can do that is with chili. Americans love to make their chili like uber hot to try to mess people up. And so sometimes that can be uncomfortable. You have to be like get sour cream and cheese and try to like tone it down a bit. Because I used to work with a guy like a lifetime ago who had a really good flavorful chili, but he made it so like flavor hot, not temperature hot, but flavor hot that it just was miserable. And I'm like, who wants to eat something that's gonna make your insides explode? He made the chili so hot you had to sign a waiver saying you wouldn't sue him if you died. It's like, it's ridiculous. Alex and I voted for Trump. Yeah, exactly. When you start losing feeling, there's this Chinese dish. I can't remember what it's called. There's a Chinese dumpling house I go to here in Indiana. It's a actual Chinese place, not a Chinese buffet or whatever. And they have this like numbing dish where it gets numb. It numbs up your mouth and your tongue, and it's like this. It's like almost it's served hot, but when you're eating it, it's cold and it like coats your mouth in this like cold, almost like this like sauce or something. It is some kind of spice to some thing. I guess thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I voted for Trump because I care about my future and my family's future. That's what it boils down to. Not because I want to ruin anybody's life, but that's it. But there's like this Chinese dish where it like numbs your mouth. It's kind of like if you think about fugu, like the Japanese puffer fish. If you have a little bit of that, because no matter when you're eating fugu, because I used to eat it when I was in Japan, it's still like even if there's just like the slightest tinge of the poison that kind of just is a part of the flesh of the fish, your whole mouth numbs up regardless. It's not you're not gonna die from it unless you go to like a like a behind the back alley sushi place or whatever. Wink, wink. But if you go to like one of the ones who get the permission, who went through the classes or got a government approval, you should be fine, which is where I went. But you still could like numb up your mouth, and you kind of feel the poison in your mouth, and you can kind of feel like it, like like in your, like I said, your mouth, your tongue numbing up. It kind of has that feeling, but it's a Chinese dish, and I can't remember the name of it though. And I get it all the time. I'm always just like, I know what it is when I go in there now, so I'm just like, I'll take this and some dumplings. And but yeah, it's really weird because it numbs your mouth, and it's a dish, but I like it a lot. It is an unusual flavor as well that a lot of people don't. Probably most Americans would not eat. And I asked the guy, I go, "What's your favorite dish?" And he told me it's this specific dish I'm talking about. And he goes, "Do you like food that's hot? Do you like food that kind of can be like a tart? I guess that's what the word he was using, but kind of like numbing." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Sure, I guess," because it was like $10. It wasn't that expensive. I'm like, "Sure, I'll give it a shot." Yeah, he was right. It was definitely another kind of experience you were unprepared for. So yeah, that's about it, guys. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm waiting for my ride to come and get me. So I'm sitting here like a creeper in this parking lot here, waiting to get picked up. So sometimes people go to parking lots and hang out and they're looking for trouble, but not me. I have a plan. I think this might be my ride right here. Yep. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace. in the Middle East.